Do you always trade your hard-earned money and blow it on the financial markets? Are you tired of buying when the market is selling and selling when it's buying? Then stick around, because by the end of this video, you will be confident and very knowledgeable about what you're doing the next time you go into your trading platform. First lesson of the day on Lela Tati's 3-step trading education is going to be about discipline. I know you may think, what does discipline have to do with money and trading? All I need is a skill. But discipline forms part of that skill. When you are a trader, you need to understand that you need to journal down your trades, and journaling them down helps you to do a better job the next time you are in your trading markets. One of which could mean that if you do journal down your trades, when next you make a mistake, you've got reference to go back to and make a better choice the next time you're in the financial markets. We've got 1% of successful traders in the industry, but it's only a rare occurrence that you form part of that 1%. But let me tell you something. From today going forward, you will be a part of that 1%. Only if you promise to follow the guidelines and the first video to the last one in order to learn and be one of the 1% profitable traders. I learned this so that you don't have to. What is emotional intelligence? Because that's one thing you have to have. If you don't have emotional intelligence in your trades, you are likely to run a big loss. Because why? You are not logic. When there's less logic, there's no intelligence at all, right? So let's get down right to it. I hope you have your pen and your paper, because from today going forward, you will not need anyone to provide you with any signals, any information, but you'll have your own information that I learned over the years, and now I'm giving it to you in 30-minute each videos. Then you'll be a great trader like the other professionals. Just remember this though, I'm not a guru. I am a guide. Let's get started. So you may ask, what is trading? Trading is the involvement of buying and selling of financial assets like stocks, commodities, and currencies with the goal to make a profit. With the speculation that a trader estimates that the trade will either have a rise or fall in the value of the asset. I'll take you a bit down the road back to the history of how trading started. It started in 6000 BC with barter trading, whereby goods were exchanged directly. Then in 700 BC, that's when currency exchange happened. It started with the ancient Lydia when they introduced coins, ancient Lydia being the modern day Turkey if you call it. What we're going to be learning on these videos that I'm going to be teaching you on 3-step trading, we will be starting from the 1602 era, where financial markets started, which we use in the modern day. In 1602, we started with the Amsterdam Stock Exchange, and then in 1698, we then started with the London Stock Exchange, which is what has been moving the market since. You got that right? I hope you've written everything down, because this is some of the information that will be helpful in the journey to your next step of being a successful trader. Now, let's talk about buying and selling. How do you buy in the markets? How do you sell in the markets? Yes, that's a question we're going to answer in the future. However, right now, you need to understand what it is, and when you see it the next time you go into the financial markets, you know exactly what you're up against. We'll start with buying. Buying as an action in the trading space is the act of speculating that the market value will rise with the hope that in return as a trader, you can then sell at a higher price. Same applies with selling. Selling is when a trader speculates that the market value will decline, will fall, that is, with the hope that when you are going back to buy, you will buy at a lower price. We got that, right? Great. We understand what buying and selling is. Now, where we're going to go next is finding out that now that we know what buying and selling is, how do we then apply all the skills you told us at first, Lela, about emotions and emotional intelligence and discipline? One of the things you need to do when it comes to discipline is remembering that you are up against a system. As a human being, you've got your own settings, and so does a system. But do you know what makes the system better than you? Is consistency and discipline. For example, In the Forex market, we know that the markets open from Monday to Friday, which is weekdays, midnight. It closes on Friday, it opens at midnight on Monday. That goes on the entire week. The system already knows that at that particular point in time, the system automatically opens the market. When it's time to close the market, the system automatically closes the market. But then it goes back to you. Are you consistent with what you're doing? If you know you have to take a trade, do you think that, I've got another problem I have to deal with, so I can't do this now? The system also has its own malfunctions, but it still does what it's meant to do. So let's get up to speed with how you can be similar to the system and find yourself winning just like the market is always winning. 1, you have to have a routine. Routines are very important in your trading journey. If you know the kind of trader you are, which is very important, that we will also cover. If you know as a trader, let's say, for example, I know myself, I'm a day trader. By 8 o'clock CAT, I know that I'm not supposed to be in the trading financial markets at all. Reason being, I am not a long-term trader. You see now, I'm differentiating who I am to who I'm not. I know I'm not a long-term trader. Therefore, any trade that I take that goes beyond the time that I've set out for myself to trade, which I know that I'm profitable at, I have no business being in the market because that's how you end up losing money. Now, let's say it so happens that you are in your charts and it's at a time that you don't trade and you're seeing an opportunity and you're thinking, I'm seeing an opportunity here. I'm going to make lots of money. What do you do then? That is where discipline comes in. You stop, you think about your rules, because if you've got rules set, why would you not follow them? Because they are rules. So if they are rules to be followed, why set them in the first place if you're not going to follow them? This applies even with your trading platform. If you tell yourself that you're going to go in and take a certain trade at a certain time and patiently so wait for it to get to that part, then you might as well follow that, because that is how you manage your hard-earned money. In that case, you will stop buying when the market is selling, and you will stop selling when the market is buying. I know how much it means to you to make money and be profitable and successful like every other trader that you see out there. But take it from me, I've been doing this since 2017. It's not all roses and petals as it seems, because I took time to learn. I don't depend on someone else to provide me with signals for me to know what I'm doing. And us being here right now, and since all of you have been requesting me to be part of the teaching group, remember, I'm not a guru, I'm a guide. And me being here to teach you is me giving you a lifetime skill that no one can take from you. Even if they wanted to, it's a skill that you've got to obtain through education and implementation in the long run. To go to the last part of what we will be talking about in the next chapters, I'll start first with, if you really would like to learn how to trade, you have to always keep yourself focused on the goal and not on the money. Because if your goal is to make quick money, let me disappoint you now. Trading is not a get-rich-quick scheme. You learn here. You sweat here. I've cried here because of trading. But do you know what that did for me? It got me a more fighting spirit to come back stronger and make money and invest in property and do a whole lot of other things with the money that I've made. So if you are one that is willing to learn, take it from me. You are in the right place. I'm looking forward to hosting you in the next chapters right in my website, whereby you will learn even the deepest secrets of trading that no one really tells you about. So, on the next chapter, we are going to be focusing on the candle patterns and how they are an essential tool in technical analysis. We will talk about how candles reveal market sentiment, the potential of price movement, as well as trend reversals. So if you enjoyed this video and are a curious human being to learn more about what I've got to offer, feel free, man. Go on to my website. It's attached down below. Alternatively, you can just go to www.lelathatientity.com and you will find all the information you need. Until then, happy trading.